What's up, everybody? It's your girl Molinda Jae here, and we gotta talk about these massive layoffs. But I want to speak with this one in particular because it's getting real out here. Okay, this layoff that I'm talking about is Disney is cutting 7,000 jobs, as well as the governor Desantis is basically running to Disney District after Don't Say the GAY feud. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen right quick because it's getting messy out here. First, let's start off with this. All right. Disney to cut 7,000 jobs and slash 5.5 billion in cost as it unveils vast reconstructing. Okay, this was published on the 8th, and I've been meaning to talk about it, but girl, life hits the fan. Okay, so the key points to take away from this is Disney said it'll be reorganizing into 3 divisions: entertainment, ESPN, and parks and experiences. Disney will slash 7,000 jobs from its workforce and plans to cut 5.5 billion in costs, including 3 billion in content savings. Dang. And also CEO Bob Iger says the company isn't considering a spinoff of ESPN. Ooh. So Disney said Disney Plus Disney Plus said Wednesday is planning to reorganize its 3 segments while also cutting thousands of jobs and slashing costs. And that makes sense to a certain degree because with Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu, and you having to create one password to gain access to all 3 of it, something was in the air to happen when we all got that notification for the ones who have that bundle package. Okay, the media and entertainment giant said it would now be made up of 3 divisions: Disney Entertainment, which includes most of its streaming and media operations; an ESPN division that includes TV network and ESPN Plus streaming services; a parks and experience and products unit. The move marks the most significant act Bob Iger has taken since returning to the company as CEO in November. He took a vacation, y'all. That's all he did. Disney announced the changes minutes after it posted its most recent quarterly earnings. The announcement also comes as Disney engages in a proxy fight. I don't know if I should have said that word now, but proxy battle with activist investor Nelson Piltz and his firm Trian Management. We are pleased that Disney is listening, said Trian spokesperson said Wednesday. On Wednesday, during its quarterly earnings call with investors, Disney also announced it will be cutting 5.5 billion, not million, billion costs, in which will be made up 3 million from content, excluding sports, and the remaining 2.5 billion from non-content cuts. Disney executives said about 1 billion in cost cutting was already underway since last quarter. Disney said it will be eliminating 7,000 jobs from its workforce. That could be about 3% of roughly 220,000 people it employed as of October 1st, according to the SEC filing, with roughly 166,000 in the U.S. and about 54,000 internationally. Disney stock rose about 6% in pre-market trading Thursday. Iger is scheduled to be interviewed on CNBC and 9 a.m. Eastern time hour. So that was, wait. Scheduled to be interviewed. Wednesday. Okay, the interview he already did. It already passed, y'all. Media companies such as Warner Brother Discovery Plus have been pulling back on its content spending and looking to make their streaming businesses profitable. Heightened competition has led to slowing subscriber growth, and companies have been looking to find new avenues of revenue growth. Some, like Disney Plus and Netflix, have added cheaper ad-supported options. We will take a very hard look at the cost of everything we make across television and film, Iger said on a call with investors Monday. The reorganization has been underway since Iger returned to the helm of Disney, replacing his hand-picked successor Bob Chapek. So what happened to Bob? What happened? The entertainment group will be led by top lieutenants Dana Walden and Alan Bergman, who are each considered contenders to take over for Iger in less than 2 years. ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro will lead the ESPN segment, while Josh DeMario, already the head of Disney's Parks, Experiences and Products segment, will remain in control. Iger addresses ESPN speculation. The future of ESPN under Disney's ownership has been a question for some time for investors. Last year, Third Point, which is led by activist investor Dan Loeb, had urged the company to spin out ESPN. Disney and Third Point later reached a deal after reversing course on its thoughts for future of ESPN. Iger addressed the speculation that the company may look to spin out ESPN due to sports network being sealed into its own unit. He noted that while ESPN has been struggling due to cord cutting, the ESPN brand and programming remains healthy and in demand. We're not engaged in any conversations or considering a spinoff of ESPN, Iger said Wednesday. He said the move was considered in my absence and was concluded it wasn't the right move for Disney. Iger did note that he and Pitaro would be more selective on what it spends on sport rights, noting the upcoming negotiation for NBA rights. We're not engaged in any conversation or consideration of a spinoff of ESPN. Chapek's removal came shortly after Disney had reported his fiscal fourth quarter earnings. Wow. Disappointing on profit in certain key revenue segments, Chapek had also warned that Disney's strong streaming numbers would taper off in the future. He had also told employees shortly after Disney would be cutting costs through hiring freezes, layoffs, and other measures. Shortly after his return, Iger sent a memo to employees announcing the business will be reorganizing, particularly the Disney Media and Entertainment Unit. The organization immediately meant the departure of Kareem Daniel, the head of company's previous media and entertainment unit, and right hand to Chapek. Sound like a hostile takeover to me, but anyway, Iger had said he would put more decision making back in the hands of our creative teams and rationalize costs. At the time, the goal would be to have a new structure in place in the coming months with elements of DMED remaining. CNBC reported he added during a town hall that he wouldn't lift the company's hire freeze as he reassesses Disney's cost structure. On Wednesday, Iger again echoed these comments about returning control to the creative minds at the company. Our company is fueled by storytelling and creativity, and virtually every dollar we earn, every transaction, every interaction with our consumers emanates from something creative. Iger said Wednesday, oh my gosh. I have always believed that the best way to spur great creativity is to make sure the people who are managing the creative processes feel empowered. End quote. Okay. So after the 8th of February, which was on a Wednesday, that's when CNBC had a 9 a.m. Eastern time interview Thursday with the CEO, Bob Iger. I told y'all he was going to take a vacation. He basically just took a vacation, did some rethinking, and came back, and it's time for reassessment, basically. And with the person that was basically there, Bob Chapek, sounds like he sounded the alarm for looked like he sounded the alarm before Iger returned back into the CEO chair for Disney. Now let's get into the mess of it all between Disney and the governor of Florida. So in this ABC News article, Desantis run Disney District after don't say, you see the word here, don't say yag, okay, rhymes with hay, feud. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will soon take control of Walt Disney World's self-governing district. I did not know Walt Disney World was a self-governing district. But after I've seen the report saying that it has its own fire department and police department, I think, and other amenities that runs like a small town, I was like, okay, that makes sense. All right. It's more like a township type of thing. But anyway, it says within this article, Tallahassee, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will soon take control of Walt Disney World self-governing district after Senate Republicans approve a bill Friday. And that was as of February 10th, punishing the company over his opposition to the law critics calling don't say hey, okay? Y'all see the word, okay? The legislation will now await the governor's signature, will require DeSantis to appoint a 5-member board to oversee the government services the district provides in the company's sprawling properties in Florida. The vote on Disney bill ended a special legislation session focused on conservative agenda of a governor who has leveraged national political tensions to become a national GOP star and potential White House contender. Okay. The session itself, which was hastily called and completed, also signaled DeSantis' willingness to leverage the Republican supermajority in the state's House to accomplish this political goals. As a strategy, he will continue to come in the coming months as he builds toward his expected presidential candidacy. Okay, we already have Nikki Haley casting her ballot for the presidency, and look for Governor DeSantis casting his candidacy for the president, okay, in the next coming months. I'll give it to August, okay, for him to put his bid in. Okay, the Disney District takeover was initiated last year when Disney publicly opposed Don't Say Hey, which bars instruction on the sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade and lessons deemed not age appropriate. DeSantis moved to penalize the company, directing lawmakers to discuss the district during a special legislative session in April, beginning a closely watched restructuring process. Last week, the Republican leaders of the House and Senate, in coordination with the governor, ordered the lawmakers to return to another special session to complete the state takeover of the district. Dang. This all seemed like retaliation by the governor for Disney voicing its support for the LGBTQ community. Democrat Senate Linda Stewart said Friday before the bill's passage. The measure also changes the district's name from Reedy Creek Improvement District to Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, and the subjects it's to various layers of state oversight. Board members are currently named through entities controlled by Disney. The bill leaves the district and its financial abilities and debt obligations intact, addressing the chief concern of surrounding governments. It also prevents people who have worked with or contracted with theme park in the past 3 years from serving on its district new governing board. This really sounds like a hostile takeover here. Having a separate government allows the district to issue bonds and provide zoning, fire protection, utilities, and infrastructure services on its land. Republican critics of the district argue it gives Disney a commercial advantage unavailable to others. This bill takes an old district and modernizes it and updates it, said Republican Representative Fred Hawkins, the bill sponsor. It took rights away that no corporation should have in being able to construct or have any unfair competitive advantage over its competitors. The creation of the district was instrumental in the company's decision to build near Orlando in the 1960s. Disney's officials had told the state that they planned to build a futuristic city that would include a transit system and urban planning innovations, so the company needed autonomy in building and deciding how to use the land. The futuristic city never materialized and instead morphed into a second theme park that opened into 1982. Separately, on Friday, Republicans in the House gave final passages to two bills that amount to technical fixes to keep Desantis' initiatives on immigration and voter fraud. The proposal now moved to the governor's office is to be signed into law. Ooh-wee. One bill is meant to cut off legal challenge to the governor's migrant relocation program, which began last year when DeSantis used taxpayer dollars to fly a group of South American migrants from Texas to liberal enclave resort island of Martha's Vineyard. The trip drew legal questions because the administration paid for the flight using money intended to remove migrants who were located in Florida, not migrants who were in any other state. The legislation creates a dedicated program in governor's office on migrant relocation and specifies that future flights could move migrants from anywhere in the U.S. The measure increases the likelihood of additional trips as DeSantis continues his criticisms of federal border policy along his path to expected 2024 presidential bid. Republicans have repeatedly said that the bill would help migrants by taking them to sanctuary cities and states, while Democrats have slammed the program as a political stunt meant to serve the governor's political ambitions. The other proposal is meant to strengthen the prosecutorial power of the governor's election police unit, clarifying the state law that the statewide prosecutor has authority to prosecute election crimes in federal and state races. This ensures fraud will be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, as it should, and Republican Representative Juan Alfonso Fernandez Barquin, who Some cases tied the election police unit have been dismissed by judges who statewide prosecutors did not have jurisdiction to bring charges. Desantis pushed lawmakers to create the election police unit last year to address Republican concern about voter fraud, which have proliferated among conservatives following former President Donald Trump's false claims that his re-election was stolen. I believe that's supposed to say his re-election was stolen. The unit housed the governor's Department of State reviews fraud allegation and conducts preliminary investigation with a special group of state police officers who pursue violations. Democrats have said the unit is meant to dissuade people from voting and that it's unnecessary since local prosecutors can investigate and charge voter fraud. This is a fear tactic and is voter suppression, plain and simple, said Representative Diane Hart, a Democrat. DeSantis is expected to sign the bills into law. Lawmakers will return to Tallahassee in early March for their regular legislative session, where they are expected to approve another slate of DeSantis priorities on weapons, education, capital punishment. I don't think I'm supposed to say that word neither, but y'all know what I'm saying. They were, okay? They were, okay? So, y'all, what do y'all think about what has been discussed? So not only, okay, so what I reviewed from these two articles is that one, let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, what I reviewed from these two articles here is that one, Disney is going under reconstruction or reassessment, which is causing layoff after its quarterly reports has been released. Okay, there will be no ESPN spinoff no time soon, which again, that explained the merging of one passcode with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. If you have that bundle, okay, that explains it all to a certain degree on that one. Also, what I got from here is a lot of people's jobs are going to be, losing their job when it comes to Disney because of the reconstruction. And also, along with the Disney reconstruction, we have the governor wants to smoke with Disney too. He is basically planning a hostile takeover in regards to the Don't Say Hey law that he's planning on signing when they resume back into office, as well as he will be signing the immigration and voter fraud as well. So the elections can be fair as possible, and there's no underhanded miscalculations or underhanded businesses going on, making sure the right person getting into office, as he is seeking for candidacy for the president as well. So be looking out for him, because Miss Nikki Haley, which she was the ambassador under the Trump administration, I believe. She was the ambassador, the NATO ambassadors, I want to say. But she's already put her bid in for the candidacy for the presidency. And just be on the lookout for his in the coming months. Also, when they resume back into legislation, he is going to be expected to approve another slate of legislation like weapons, education, capital punishment, and the A word, okay? When it comes to babies, okay? Also, termination of pregnancy. There we go. And lastly, another thing that I got from here in this article is that I wonder who's going to be a part of the board, the five member board. I wonder who are going to be the potential candidates for that in regards to the hostile takeover of the Disney district, the self-governing hostile takeover of the Disney district. So there's a lot of things going on in the Disneyland, and I'm assuming the state of Florida as well, just like any other state that is going through some radical changes and higher freezes and all that. This is I'm gonna keep my eye on this one, because I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this one, because when I saw the report on Disneyland off 7,000 employees, I'm like, that is a lot of employees, okay? But at least they were given a heads up before the official announcement was made, compared to some other companies. They was like, hey, access denied as soon as the workers get into work. So yeah, feel free to leave your comments down below on what y'all think about Disney versus the governor of Florida. Okay, and also leave your comments about the massive layoffs too, whether it's Disney, Amazon, Microsoft, all those Googles, all yeah, just flood the comment section with all the massive layoffs that's going on and how you're affected by it. And because I know before I started working again, it was really hard to find a job that will actually, like, I can't even, I applied to at least like 50 jobs 50 of them, and that was during the panorama, y'all. That was during the panorama. I was applying as much as I could at the time. And yeah, I know how hard it is, but I'm gonna leave it there. Be sure to like the video if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you know next time I upload a video. And I will catch you guys in the next video, because my eyes, they getting sleepy on me. I'm surprised I ain't even fall asleep on y'all on this video. But I'm gonna leave y'all to it. See y'all.